So last week's raid on Trump's personal lawyer has lit the White House on fire. I mean, it has not been so hot in the White House since the last time the British made a visit. Ouch. But it's not just Trump feeling the heat. It's also apparently somebody at Fox News. Now, recently it's been revealed that Michael Cohen had other clients than just the president. Now, look, that's not a surprise, right? Michael Cohen is a lawyer. Yes, he is the Trump personal lawyer. But yeah, he has other clients. Now, according to HuffPost, Cohen, Trump's personal lawyer, has also represented others, for example, the former Republican National Committee official Elliot Brody. Now, he was also one of Cohen's clients. But a third client, well, there was a third client that we didn't know who that person was until a federal judge ordered Cohen to basically reveal this third client. Now, who is this guy? It turns out that it's Sean Hannity. Fascinating. Now, Cohen's lawyers exposed the identity of this previously unnamed client in a courtroom after this federal judge ordered them to do so. Now, Cohen had appeared in court on Monday as part of a federal investigation into his business and financial dealings. The FBI raided his office last week, reportedly seizing documents related to payments he made to adult film actress Stephanie Clifford, whose stage name is Stormy Daniels, and another woman Trump has been accused of having a sexual relationship with in the past. So there's a little bit of a pattern here. So now Cohen's lawyers had argued that these clients should not be named, specifically Hannity. Now, Cohen had at least 10 clients between 2017 and 2018, according to Reuters, and he did traditional legal tasks for 3 of them. Now, one of them was, as I mentioned before, Elliot Brody. Now, Brody, you may have seen him in the news recently because he had just stepped down from his position as a major fundraiser for the RNC after getting a mistress pregnant. Oops, having an extramarital affair and then paying that woman allegedly $1.6 million in money to get her to shut up. Oh, fascinating. So, look, here's a pattern with Cohen, right? The people he seems to pay off happen to be embroiled in extramarital affairs or similar type of scandals where there happens to be a very, very large payout from Cohen, usually through an LLC. But I'm sure that's a complete coincidence, right? Now, that kind of makes you wonder if there's a pattern like this with Cohen. Well, then I wonder why somebody like Sean Hannity didn't want to be named as a client as well. I'm just asking questions. It's a very interesting question to ask. Now, Cohen's lawyers had argued that Hannity should not be named because he is a publicly prominent individual. So, wait, he is in the public eye. Well, what's wrong with that? Why would you not name someone who is already in the public? I mean, look, how would it harm him more if he's in the public? Because, if you're already in the public eye, then you're basically you're going to be criticized, right? And somebody like me, for example, I get criticized all the time. I'm in the public eye. Do I give a shit? Absolutely not. Criticize away. Because I know that's going to happen. So Hannity and Cohen and his lawyers are like, no, but you don't understand. This is going to hurt somebody who is already in the public eye, who is already famous and possibly controversial. Again, that doesn't really make a whole lot of sense. And the judge agreed. This is U.S. District Judge Kimball Wood, who was presiding in Manhattan, and he said that Cohen's lawyers did not meet the standard for an exception that client identity or even fee arrangements must be revealed. So, obviously, he did not win this appeal. Now, I want you to listen to Sean Hannity's response to being basically unmasked. Let's take a look.
Let me set the record straight. Here's the truth. Michael Cohen never represented me in any legal matter. I never retained his services. I never received an invoice. I never paid Michael Cohen for legal fees. I did have occasional brief conversations with Michael Cohen. He's a great attorney, about legal questions I had, or I was looking for input and perspective. My discussions with Michael Cohen never rose to any level that I needed to tell anyone that I was asking him questions. And to be absolutely clear, they never involved any matter, sorry to disappoint so many, matter between me or third party, a third group at all.
That seems to be fairly clear. Now, on Twitter, he also said, I might have handed him about $10 to say, I definitely want your attorney-client privilege on this, something like that. No, okay, so wait a minute here. He said he assumed that he had attorney-client confidentiality. In fact, he said, I never had him represent me. I never paid him anything except for that maybe $10 later. But I never had him represent me. He just gave me advice. And by the way, that advice is now bound by client-attorney privilege. But wait, if he didn't represent you, then by definition, you're not a client. And if you're not a client, then you don't get attorney-client confidentiality. That doesn't exist, at least as far as I understand it. And furthermore, if he just gave you advice on, and if you go and watch the segment on Fox News, where I got that from, he's going to say, well, it's just about real estate. All I did was ask him about legal matters and related to real estate because I hate the stock market. Wait, Sean Hannity, you hate the stock market? Well, that's an interesting admission from a Republican, but not at all relevant. I hate the stock market, so real estate, that's where it's at. That's where I went to Michael Cohen for. That's all I asked him for. So why did you refuse to, or why did you not want to get named as a client? I mean, you should have originally come out and when you interviewed him, by the way, and said, look, I ask Michael Cohen for advice all the time on real estate. So let's be transparent. I'm a client of his. I mean, look, if you're claiming that I have attorney-client privilege, then you would have to be a client. And that's sort of the whole basis for saying, no, you know what, I didn't have anything to do with him, and that's why I didn't want my name to get out. But you did have something to do with him. And even if it's what you're claiming, I just asked him for advice, then, again, why are you asking for... Look, none of this makes sense. You know why? It's because somebody's lying. Usually when something like this does not make sense, it's because somebody is trying to bullshit you. And that's exactly what this is. This is bullshitting, right? Now, look, I suspect we will find out exactly the nature of Sean Hannity and Michael Cohen's relationship. Whether or not he was actually a client, what kind of advice. Because, again, they have the documents. They have Cohen's documents. So we're going to find out. Now, does that matter to Hannity? Look, Hannity... I love the conversation that we're having on Twitter and in other places in mainstream media about, Sean Hannity's ethics are in question. Bitch never had no ethics. Let's be honest with you. Sean Hannity and ethics do not belong in the same sentence. Unless it's ironic, right? Unless there's some irony involved here. Otherwise, look, he has no ethics. The guy's pretty much a paid shill for Donald Trump. Ethics. And talk about ethics. Come on. But look, that's the conversation that they're having, unfortunately. But I think the real conversation is, what kind of relationship did Cohen have with Hannity, and what is it? If there is anything that Hannity wants to hide or wanted to hide. Hey everybody, thanks for watching this video. If you want to see more like this, please hit the subscribe button below. And if you want to support truly independent progressive media, please consider becoming a patron at patreon.com/TYTNation.